Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Skeleton Warriors 20th Anniversary Collector's Edition, Baron Dark. That's right, the return of the Skeleton Warriors is here, and this is something I have been very excited about because I was a huge fan of the original toy line from Playmates Toys and the original Skeleton Warriors cartoon series. Now, way back when this started as a Kickstarter and the line was getting funded, I had the honor of getting to take a look at the prototype of this very Baron Dark figure. So, you might remember me already looking at that prototype while the Kickstarter was still going on. If not, definitely refer back to that video so you can see my full review on that prototype. But now the production figure is here, everybody that backed it on Kickstarter has received him, and the figure is on sale right now for anybody that wants to purchase him, so I wanted to do a video to show off the final product. And I want to start, first of all, by taking a look at this packaging, because we're going to talk about how amazing the figure is, but the packaging definitely deserves some love and attention. It comes in this beautiful window box, and it is beautifully adorned with some awesome artwork. It's got this great black and white motif here, but you can see all of this awesome artwork straight out of the Skeleton Warrior series. All of this great production art up here that's just kind of faded into the black background all the way around the box, which is gorgeous. Up at the top, we've got that classic Skeleton Warriors logo, the figure's name, 20th Anniversary Collector Edition, and of course, they're bad to the bone. The old catchphrase from the cartoon, which is fantastic. This is in the 1/18 scale, so the figure stands right at 5 inches tall, and it is a Glyos compatible figure, meaning that all of the parts on here are interchangeable with other Skeleton Warriors figures and will even match up with some other Glyos compatible action figures. So gorgeous window box, I absolutely love this, and another thing that's really great about it is a collector friendly box, meaning it's very easy to slide this tray out of here, remove Baron Dark if we want to, and then we can always put him back in the box at a later date if you want to display him in that box. But let's go ahead and get him pulled all the way out, and that way we can take a closer look at the Baron Dark action figure. So like I said, he stands in the 5-inch scale, so this is going to be smaller than the original Skeleton Warriors figures, which were a lot more bulkier, and they were more in like the 6-inch scale. Another thing too, Baron Dark's at 5 inches tall. The skeletons are going to be a lot taller than the humanoid characters. And yes, October Toys does plan to get to the other characters from Skeleton Warriors, including the humanoids in time. So this is really cool. They're actually going for show accuracy with these. So the paintwork and everything, you might notice, is a bit different from the vintage toy, but it is a lot more close to the way they were intended for that original series. And just look at the details on this guy. Let's get real close in here. The paintwork is absolutely gorgeous, and it really brings out the amazing sculpt work. I mean, look at this. The bone color on here is fantastic. I love how gritty and everything it looks. Brings out all of the cracks and the line detail on there. He's got this great, like the shoulder pads are like these shrunken skulls with the little hair ponytails pulled back, which is such a beautiful touch. You know, he's got this black hair just kind of flowing down his back onto this red cape here. Great textures in that cape. I mean, it's not just a solid red cape. I mean, there's all these little textures and everything sculpted in here. You got the little tears in the cape, great color details where it kind of fades into this dingier red down here at the bottom where it's all tattered and torn. Look at the details in here, like the hair at the top of the feet, sort of like he's got the furry boot thing going on, and then he's got those sweet sandals, the little spikes at the toes here. I mean, just everything about this guy is absolutely gorgeous. It is an amazing update of a classic figure, and it's really great to see this character represented so well in toy form. So let's run down the articulation on this guy real quick so you can get a better look at it here. That head's on a nice ball joint, so you can see it looks left and right, rolls all the way around there, works very well. You got great joints at the shoulders there, the ball joints, forwards, backwards, they can swivel, they can rotate. You got those swivels at the elbow, as well as a nice elbow bend, great range of motion. You've also got swivels at the wrists there. The torso twists at the spine, and it's really nice how it's done, too, because it's up there in the rib cage. It's kind of hard to see it on the video, but the twist is sort of like underneath, so it's totally hidden when you rotate it there, which is really, really nice. You got those great kind of ball-like joints at the thighs there as well, connected to the little pelvis bone there, the hip bones. You can see the leg connected to the hip bone. Sorry, got off course. So great range of motion there. Great joints at the knees. You can also swivel at the knee, bend them forwards and backwards. And then the feet can also move up and down as well as swivel. So really, really great range of articulation. And of course, I mentioned these were Glyos compatible. That means you can pull this guy apart. You can take him apart, like I can pull the cape off there and get a closer look at all this. Like you can completely detach this guy. Now the joints are very, very tight. So definitely at least your first time through. It might take some tugging, but seriously, anywhere there's a joint, you can pull this guy apart. And that means he's totally interchangeable. You can mix and match these parts. So if you get other Skeleton Warriors figures or you have other Glyos compatible figures, as I stated, you'll be able to swap these around. And another reason that's so cool is in the cartoon, it was very, very common for these guys to get blown up into a pile of bones, and then they would just form back together. So having these be Glyos compatible is sort of like having an appropriate action feature as well, which is really, really cool. Alright, so Baron Dark does also include one accessory in the form of this sword. It looks just like the sword that he carried in the show. Very nicely done. Again, great little bone details. Love the tiny little skulls running up the back of the blade there. The sword itself is done in a nice silver color, but also has some really cool rust details on there. Try to get closer and so you can see it on there. But look at all these little details on here. Fantastic. Love these little skulls. And his hands are both molded in a way that you can get him to hold onto that weapon there. So that way he's ready to charge into battle. Alright guys, now that we've taken a closer look at Baron Dark, it's comparison time. We're going to bring in this Playmates Toys version of Baron Dark and stand them alongside this new version just so you can see how these two compare to one another. And you can really see the big difference between these two. Now, you do see the massive size difference. And of course, one of the things that the vintage ones are really known for was having those like chromed gold eyes, and they also had some other metallic parts on them. That is lacking from the new figures, but as I stated earlier, the new figures are actually striving to be accurate to the cartoon series and the actual artwork for that show, and not necessarily the vintage toys. So while some may be missing that gold treatment on there, that's the reason for it being absent. But otherwise, look at these two side by side. It is such an amazing update of such a fun classic toy. So, while Baron Dark is the only major character from Skeleton Warriors that October Toys has made so far, one of the things that was really great about this initial run is they also utilized this chance to make some blank skeleton bodies. So this here is the regular bone skeleton that was released, the Titan skeleton, and it's very, very cool. I mean, this is basically a 5-inch scale little skeleton. Actually, he's a little bit shorter than Baron Dark. He's probably a little bit over the 4-inch mark there, but we just have ourselves a nicely articulated and Glyos compatible skeleton, which is amazing. I mean, look at this guy. He rotates all the way around. Same degree of articulation as Baron Dark. So whether you just want some skeletons or you want to have a bit of like a generic army for Baron Dark outside of the main cast of skeletons, this is very cool to add to the collection. Now, I will go ahead and note that he was one of the first figures to sell out. So at the moment, October Toys is out of stock on the standard bone-colored Titan skeleton. However, they did also offer it in this great glow-in-the-dark color, which you can kind of see on the video here. The lights are a little bright, but you can also pick them up in this awesome glow-in-the-dark color if that's something that you want to do. And before we close things out, this is something else I want to take a look at. Back at San Diego Comic-Con, October Toys offered this cool little 3-pack of metal Skeleton Warriors weapons. Look, these are done in a die-cast metal. They're beautifully done, and the cool thing is that these are also still available on October Toys website. So now that we've got Baron Dark here, we can actually, if we want, we can replace his weapon with this awesome die-cast metal version of his sword, which is very heavy, awesomely detailed. Look at that piece. Very cool. So that is a neat little accessory that is also available if you want to go ahead and pick that up with your order. So there you go, my friends. There is a look at the brand new production piece of the Skeleton Warriors Baron Dark figure, celebrating the 20th anniversary of Skeleton Warriors, which is a really, really fantastic series and an awesome old line of toys that I have always loved. They're going to be releasing these figures one at a time from the series there, so they're going to be starting up the next, I believe they're going to do them all Kickstarter, which is basically like pre-ordering the figures. But the good news is that if you want to pick up this Baron Dark figure, you can do so right now over at OctoberToys.com, so hop to it, guys. It's a beautiful figure, very well done, and highly recommended from myself. Hey guys, also if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and until next time.